Anyway, man, what we getting on today, brother?
Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, we got Cardi B. Like I said, the game, Dark Low. I think an appropriate spot will be to start. SamAnt will be Dark Low now.
Yeah, man.
Once again, we were at the trial yesterday, and we actually were sitting right behind Dark Low, and they had all the family there that was in support of ARAB. And while we're sitting there, like you said, the gentleman was kind of letting us know, like, look, man, at some point, this guy who turned on him, the rat, as they call him, is going to come in and start identifying people and talking. So we kind of sat through that. We left. We tried to come back in, and then we seen Dark Low get pulled out, pretty much of the courtroom. The marshals came out and said, look, this person who we now know to be somebody by the name of Taz allegedly didn't want Dark Low in the courtroom. They pulled him out. We wake up this morning, though, and we hear by way of Leak Moss that Dark Low is now being arrested by the federal agents. Now, there's no official word on what he's being charged with right now, but there's a lot of speculation out there, and I'm not going to put it out there, but people are saying that he may be charged with something very, very soon. Obviously, they ain't just arresting you, for your health. So he might be charged with something real soon, and put two and two together, it probably has something to do with the testimony of the OBH rat, SamAnt.
Yeah. I'm not here to sit back and say who's innocent or who's guilty or anything like that, but being there the last couple of days and just feeling the energy, to hear that this morning, and you sent the text to me early this morning, it made me sick to my stomach, dog. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Just to be in there amongst those brothers and just to hear what the prosecution had compared to what the defense had, defense cutting them up all kind of ways. And then to know that it was somebody in their camp that was going to come in and just turn it upside down. Like you said, the brother right next to us, because it was interesting because the prosecutor was up to call his next witness, and he asked for a 10-minute recess or so. Remember how we did the recess?
Right.
Because homeboy was about to come in, and we knew, like you said, Dark Low was sitting right in front of us, and it was other probably components in there that he didn't feel comfortable talking in front of. So they went, they had the recess, they talked about it, had the last witness, the FBI agent, they got cut up by I forgot who's lawyer, but the defense cut him all the way up.
Everybody cut him up there.
Word up.
Right.
As soon as he was done, they had the lunch, and then we knew that right after that, what was coming about. And we got there early because we knew the day before, if you ain't get there at 1:30, you weren't getting in.
Right.
It just was what it was. So we got there early, ate lunch real quick, and ran right over there. We probably there about 10 minutes early, was sitting in line. And I mean, it was a good amount of people, but not enough amount of people to go, damn, we might not get in here. But the vibe was telling you, we ain't fitting to get in here, man. Something ain't right.
Yeah.
Dark Low sitting right in front. Marshals come out, pull him to the side.
Crazy.
And he's sitting there going, what did I do? Why me? Why am I not allowed to sit in there? And was referencing some other things. And it was just like, it looked like the fix was in there. You could see it in their eyes. You could see it in their tone, the U.S. Marshals. You could feel it all around in there. We talked about it yesterday. And then it kind of confirmed your suspicions and that spidey sense in the back of your head that was going on yesterday that the brother got locked up.
My guess is that whatever this person told, that it implicated somehow Dark Low.
Hell yeah,
and they
man.
say, you know what? We got to now bring him down and charge him with some stuff. And from what we're hearing, again, it's not confirmed. This person who told was, pretty much a real close affiliate of Dark Low. Hence the reason why he didn't want Dark Low in there while he was testifying, almost like a brother. Figure I can't confirm that, but this is what we're hearing through different sources and whatnot. And it's sad, man. And it's even, and here's the thing, like, okay, I understand. A lot of people say, oh yeah, these guys were allegedly selling drugs and whatnot, but this is the environment that these guys come up in. And there's not really too many other options. It just is what it is. So you're going to have a group of people or a majority, whatever you want to call it, 50, 60, 70% that are probably going to go this way. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? But, I just don't think that we got to sit, and we ain't here every day, but the stuff that we did here, it didn't seem like they had a lot of evidence like that to put life on these dudes, man. I think that's very, very extreme at this point. But I'm also hearing, SamAnt, that the guy who took the stand that turned government, informant, witness, whatever like that, had other pending things that he did. So now I guess to get some leniency in that, he started telling everybody else. I can't respect that. That's what we talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Like, you in the game, you doing the dirt. Now that you get caught up, now you want to start telling everybody that shit is not fucking respected at all. You gotta be a man, and if you're gonna do the crime, you gotta do the time. I know it sounds like it's cliche. These fucking government U.S. Marshals don't give a fuck about you.
No,
they flip you. They get you to do that. Oh, they're gonna take, like you said, imagine what they had to do to get him, to flip. Obviously, probably throwing him all these different, prices. You'll never go home again. But this is the life you chose, my nigga.
And this is why I think this bothers me more than even Tekashi. This is worse than Tekashi. Because those are people you bled with. Those are your brothers, man.
Yeah.
And you don't do that to brothers. I don't care what goes on. I don't know if they would have did it to you, but I could look in some of their eyes yesterday and could tell they wouldn't have did it to anybody up in there.
The other dudes ain't snitching. They sitting in there and they fighting with their lawyers. You know I know there was 8 of them all together. I think 3 of them took plea deals already. They got their deals, whatever that was. And you got the ones that was in the courtroom that day. 4 of them are still fighting the case, and the other one flipped. So I mean, it's just like, man. And a lot of people were saying that if he didn't flip, they probably had a chance of winning that case. Now a lot of people still optimistic, think they can still win it. We have to see. It's all going to come down to what the jury believes now. And I also heard this, Sam, man, and we witnessed this, that the judge in a particular case was giving the defense a hard time cross-examining. We seen that, like the judge did not want the defense to get the upper hand in that case for whatever reason. We witnessed that. It's the fix is in.
They gave him a hard time the entire time, and the testimony of the snitch had to be strong, because look what Dark Lowe's sitting right now. It had to have some serious weight, enough weight for them to feel as though they had enough evidence and enough information to take that brother down, sitting right in front of us, dog. And they knew it the whole fucking time. That's the thing that just, like I said, it makes my stomach hurt to know that they knew the fix was in. They knew that the prosecution had absolutely nothing. It's kind of like they wanted to just get along and knew that they had to get to this point where they had that dude come in, because the defense was eating it up all day. I don't know how the defense cross-examined. We weren't in there, but we felt the vibe, man, and it was something out of Hollywood. It looked like, I ain't gonna say it was fake, but it was a movie in there. The shit was crazy.
Yeah,
man,
definitely. And the outcome remains to be seen. I'm pretty sure probably sometime at the end of the week, next week, they'll probably have the jury going to deliberation, and they'll have a verdict on that. But lessons. Let's go to lessons that you can learn, from this. First of all, I would say, my opinion, the fix is in. Like, there is no going living in the hills, living in Miami off drug money, stuff like that. You get too big and whatnot, you're going to get popped. There's too many narcs, there's too many informants. People could be flipped like that. Nobody's trying to sit in jail for life for nobody. So people are going to, majority of people are going to snitch. It just is what it is. But another lesson I could say is that if you're going to do dirt, not condoning none of this, don't go on social media.
No.
Especially you sell it. Don't fuck with social media at all. Like, at all. You leave it alone, because they watching that shit and you're gonna get caught. You gotta do it. I'm not mad at somebody doing what they gotta do. You gotta do it. I'm not condoning it, but I'm not mad at it. I can't judge nobody with my damn self.
Yeah.
Stay off social media, because you're gonna get caught.
Stay off social media is kind of where I want to go with this, because taking back in the learning lesson that I got, because we're media and we went up there to support ARAB. We went up there also to get information, to make sure that we could give proper narrative to a situation, because like it or not, on YouTube in the day we live in, motherfuckers gonna talk about it regardless.
Yeah.
So we had to make sure if we were going to talk about it, at least we seen it from a first-hand perspective and give some real genuine information to it.
Facts.
Man, stay off of social media.
Yeah.
We sat back and we saw Dark Low, we saw Leak Moss, we saw OBH members, and we talked to some brothers. We actually got a brother on camera. Shout out to Loud Pat. We talked to him. But for the most part, we just got the vibe where we just didn't, although we were media, we still real men. And we felt the vibe was not right enough to go and, yo, you want to have an interview right now? Just throw a camera in somebody's face and do something wild.
Right.
We showed that we were there. And I'm glad, because now that this brother is sitting behind bars right now, and we were to talk to him yesterday, I would have almost felt a little bit of responsibility, even though it probably and didn't have anything to do with us, obviously.
Right.
I still would have felt something getting in whatever he was vibing on. Yeah. It would have just made me feel some kind of way. So how Vlad doesn't take responsibility just in a little bit, at the tiniest bit.
But the thing is, and I get this, Sam, man, a lot of people say they don't want to blame Vlad because they're saying he's simply just asking a question.
I don't blame
some people are giving the information willingly. So I mean, I get that part, but I want to hear what you got to say on that part.
Oh God, I don't blame him, and I don't think that you should take blame, but accountability. Where is it at? Where is it at to know for a fact? If you haven't sat in one of these courtrooms, you've had connections, you've had somebody, your money's long enough to know somebody who sat in there, and you know they got social media police. You know you're one of the top hip hop platforms, and you know that they know that there's a potential chance of them saying some things that could potentially implicate them. And you ask these questions. Now, yeah, they're grown men, they can answer them. But when they go down and you see these things and you know these things, you don't feel like just going, damn, like, I'm sorry, showing support. I'm not saying you're a busy man, but nothing, dog. Just so going, it's out of my hands. I don't know.
So you saying that the people should hold Vlad and he should be held accountable for facilitating the interviews and asking the specific questions, even though they answer them. You're saying that he should be held accountable, you know what I mean, for that.
Should the people hold him accountable? No, he should hold himself accountable.
Okay.
And the fact that he doesn't is whack. Yeah. And I'm not saying he should take 100% blame, but like I said, just to know that potentially something you may have asked could have been used in court and you genuinely care about them. Was those views meaningful enough for them to possibly be implicated, whether they were going to talk or not? Okay, we know if we sit here and have a conversation, we've had interviews with people before and we know how open we got them.
Right.
But we know something that could potentially get them in trouble. We're not going to take it there. Why would we go for the view? We've done views. So I don't understand why he would feel the need to go that route. And if he does, cool. But why not just go?
And then some of the things are, you know, it's a little out. You know, if you go back, all you got to do is look at some of the titles that were put up and the stuff they talk about. You can see that some of the stuff was definitely, you know, will be incriminating, you know what I mean, for 10 out of 10 people.
Yeah,
period.
Man.
You know what I mean? So, with that being said, though,
it's cold as a motherfucker.
Yeah. would you got to put blame on also the people that sit in the seat.
Yeah.
You know, and volunteer information out there. Because you just have to. I mean, and that's what all people say. You know, a lot of people put a comment, "Oh, this is self-snitching and whatnot." And then you have the other aspect of this where people say, "Well, like we talked about the Cat Loud pack. This is props. This is all entertainment." And we know some rappers don't really live that life, but some of them do. And the problem is that the feds are going to be looking at everybody. Mm-hmm. And if you do, and if you're powerful enough, and they feel like they're gonna, you know, can get something on you, they will. And I think that's what happened to AR-Ab. Unfortunately, because we know him from talking to some of the people closer to him that he was like a beacon for his community. Yeah, you know, negative things happen and whatnot. I mean, it is what it is. You grow up in the streets, but helping a lot of people, doing different things in the hood. It's almost like a Nino Brown type situation, or your quintessential, you know, big time Frank Lucas. He's a drug dealer, but he's giving back to the community. It's one of those type of things. It's like, you know, you got to put it on the scales, like you know. And my thing is always this, like, he's just a small fish in a huge pond of, you know what I mean, giants. You talk about the JP Morgan Chase thing. You talk about each and every day you can drive past Walgreens, Walmart, and all these places that are pumping out dope, that are pumping out all these psychiatric, you know, medications, Xanax, pumping this stuff out. But because they wear a white lab coat and whatnot, they're allowed to get away with this and get paid for it to make profit off of it. But somebody in the street who don't pay taxes, who don't go through their means, can be given life in prison. You have to call out that double standard, saying, man, and that's what we're here to do as a media.
It has to be done, and it's not done often, and it's a shame it's not being done. There's some things that we could sit back and place blame on AR-Ab or other rappers and place things like that. I don't want to do that right now. I'd rather reserve that for a chance to where he's out, he's released, and we get the opportunity to sit with him and talk about certain things, videos that he made, interviews that he did, to kind of get a perspective from him to see where he would he do it different. I'll put it that way. If he could go back and do certain things different to potentially get him out of certain jams, or if he feels as though they got him in jams at all. I don't know. So I'm not going to put criticism on that right now, but I would love to get his perspective or anybody else's. Once this is all said and done, don't talk to nobody right now. Fuck it.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, my thing is, okay, these brothers live the life and they going out like men. They fighting the government. They're saying, fuck you. You know what I mean? And they going out, he's going out like a man with it. He did, you know, if he did what he did and whatnot, and he was doing that life, he's trying to say that he didn't. And if he got to, he's going to jail. He's not taking no deals. He's not ratting on people. He's taking the shit on the chin like a man. And I mean, at some way it has to be, you know, respected. And I know the people, the naysayers, are going to say this and what they want about that, and that's your prerogative. But he is standing up, and those guys are standing up and fighting the government. And we don't know until the verdict comes in. We weren't there for none of that stuff that went down. So I don't know what the hell the man did. So we will find out the verdict and have to go with that. It's up to the jury to decide from the evidence they seen. I'm not on the jury.
We'll leave it at that. Oh God!
And if I was, I would fucking say he was innocent. Fuck him. That'd be the only motherfucker in there.
Yep.
Saying he was innocent.
Be a hung jury like a motherfucker. I'd be sitting and kept saying it.
They would never pick my ass on you.
Never, especially in there.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely. That was a dope, segment right there about Dark Lord. We had to get that out, man. There's probably more to come.
Yeah.
The verdict and stuff probably coming sometime in the next couple of weeks. So we'll definitely be all over that particular story. I think it's a good